All right, welcome back, guys. Bereket Live. Rich and Bereket here. How are you? When I look at my personal behavior, when I'm out there shopping for groceries or I'm at the supermarket looking for packaged products to buy, I am not necessarily looking at the expiration dates on these food products. Why? Because I am trusting the institutions of the United States. I'm trusting the FDA. I am trusting the grocery chain. I am trusting the vendors that I'm buying from. So I don't generally, I will probably say a high percentage of people aren't walking around looking at expiration dates on food products. I think the only time that I really look at the expiration dates on food products is when I'm at home. I drink a lot of milk, a lot of whole milk. So I pay close attention to the expiration dates on whole milk. And then other items in the house, like in the pantry. I'm kind of one of those that like occasionally, maybe every quarter or so, I'll go through the pantry and I'll start checking the expiration dates on certain spices. Maybe just certain, let's say, packaged rice or something that we've bought a while back and just haven't used. And then I'll just start throwing those things out. I was at 6 months ago, August of last year, I was in Washington, D.C. at a conference in Washington, D.C., and I happened to bump into a Nigerian official, political official in Nigeria. And we had a conversation about food exports into the United States because, as you know, the country is trying to diversify a little bit away from oil and gas into food exports. They call it non-oil, non-oil exports. And this government official asked me, Rich, from your experience, what do you think is one of the biggest challenges and the biggest roadblocks we have in Nigeria in getting our products out, our food products out? And I just told them plain and simple, compliance. Nigeria has a compliance problem. Everyone just does what they want. We have a huge compliance issue in Nigeria. Food compliance, standardization compliance, manufacturing compliance, processing compliance. We have a major, in addition to the energy thing, you guys know I've already spoken about energy, but I'm talking about just that one thing, compliance. And this food situation, this seizure, NAFDAC, in my opinion, I think is underfunded, in my opinion. NAFDAC is the equivalent of US's Food and Drug Administration. They regulate foods, they regulate medicine, they regulate pharmaceuticals. So this recent seizure, this recent $100 million worth, that is an equivalent of about $74,000 seized in volatile Niger states. This is not a blanket seizure. I'm not going to make it a Nigeria thing. Let's keep the facts the facts. This particular seizure, the subject matter of this live brief is in Niger State. 18 warehouses raided by NAFDAC, shutting down stores. These operators, these warehouse owners, these food importers don't care. I've said in the past, when I'm taking packaged foods to Nigeria and I travel to Nigeria regularly, I bring them from the United States. As silly as that sounds. Why am I taking packaged food from the US to Nigeria? Because I just don't trust Nigerian packaged foods. I don't trust them. There was a time that I had sardine in Nigeria. You guys know sardine. The sardine felt as if it tasted like engine oil. The sardine oil that's in the fish, it tasted like expired engine oil to me. Maybe I have a different taste buds. But my aunt, who enjoyed the breakfast with me, she loved it. My aunt is in Nigeria. To her, it was the freshest sardine she's ever eaten. But to me, I'm like, there's just no way. Something is wrong with this particular product. Something is wrong with it. So it's to that degree now that I take food items to Nigeria, from my peanut butter to my coffee to my sugar. What else? Anything packaged. I usually bring from the United States. I take it to Nigeria because I'm just not confident in Nigerian foods. The swallows are okay. Like if you were to go to the market and then you buy the fufu and the gari, the afang soup, all of that's fine. I am specifically talking about anything that's packaged and anything that's bottled. You ought to be very, very, very careful consuming foods like that. Especially those on the roadside that they sell on the roadside. They call them the local Zobo drinks. You don't know where that thing is made. Same thing with milk, bottled milk. I've seen them bottle these things in used Aquafina water bottles. They'll just go, they'll shake it, they'll rinse it off, and then they'll put Zobo in there, and then they'll sell it to the local population, helping to poison the local population. Anything in the supermarket, be very, very careful. And I'm guilty sometimes too, because when I run out, there are some occasions when I will take food from here and then my family members will come, they'll share the foods with me, and then I'll run out before I leave. And then I'm forced to go to the supermarket. I don't read, and I should be reading the expiration dates on this thing. And even then, the expiration dates on the Nigerian packaged foods, can you really trust them? So you're almost at the mercy of. You can't verify anything. Nothing is traceable in Nigeria. Nothing is traceable. Not bashing Nigeria, but this counterfeit food stuff, counterfeit medicines, counterfeit pharmaceuticals, it's becoming too much. There was a story that I read about a year ago. An oil tanker. Let me paint this picture for you. An oil tanker. The owner of the oil tanker, I'm talking about a tanker that transports petrol, gas. You guys call it fuel in Nigeria. This is what this oil tanker is. This is what the man does. He moves petroleum products from state to state, city to city. That's what it does. There was a time there was a petroleum lockdown in Nigeria, and he just didn't have any clients. He then turned his fuel petroleum tanker into transporting edible oil. Do you know what the guy did? He washed, according to him, he washed the tanker. Something that he was using to move petrol, he converted it into moving palm oil and vegetable oil. He was arrested, he was busted. The information is online. That is the extent these people are willing to go in Nigeria. They don't care about public safety. They don't care about you. They don't care if they kill the entire freaking city. All for money. Trafficking, importing, storing, selling expired, dangerous food stuff. All for money. And NAFDAC is cracking down. It's not as if NAFDAC has their foot off the pedal. NAFDAC is cracking down. But I still feel that NAFDAC is underfunded, in my opinion. I feel like NAFDAC is underfunded. Let's look at this. This is from Arise. This article is from Arise. Is it? Yeah, Arise News. Today. NAFDAC impounds 100 million naira. I almost said dollars there. We impounded 100 million naira, $74,000 worth of expired food products in the state of Niger. That's in northern Nigeria, by the way, guys. Shares a border with Niger, Republic of Niger, up north. Very volatile state. 18 warehouses. These are the NAFDAC officials here, flanked by the police, flanked by the police. Majority of these bottled drinks that you see here, highly dangerous. You just don't know the expiration. You don't know if they're bottling this in the backyard. You don't know if it's actually from Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Food safety is a problem in Nigeria. Said they discovered large quantities. Probably someone probably tipped them off. Food and beverage. A statement signed by NAFDAC's resident media consultant, Shayo. Is it Shayo? Sayu? Akitola. That's probably how it was meant to be spelled. They're missing the I there. Said the warehouses located around Ndazabo White House along Mina Road and behind Bida Modern Markets were shot after NAFDAC's investigation and enforcement team. Dead on. So, yeah, credible intelligence. Now, somebody tipped them off. Somebody tipped them off. It listed items recovered during the raid non to include expired non-alcoholic beverages, dairy milk, candles, bottled water. I have a question though. What the water doesn't expire now? So that one is a little questionable. Water does not expire. And pasta, some of which were already packaged for distribution. According to the agency, about 80,000 packets of expired non-alcoholic drinks, 5,000 packets of dairy milk, 16,000 packets of bottled water. That bottled water one, I'm going to sort of dispute that. Generally, bottled water doesn't expire. Water in general does not expire. 28 cartons of pasta and other assorted expired products were uncovered during the operation. Hey, chat, do you guys know? Maybe I'm wrong. Does water expire? I don't think so. Let's ask chat. Let's ask chat GPT. Does water expire? Let's see. Does bottled water expire? I doubt it. Doubt it. No, you see, the water inside a sealed bottle doesn't expire in the way perishable foods do. Chemically pure water is very stable and won't spoil on its own if the bottle stays sealed. So maybe the 16 packets of bottled, I mean, were they sealed? Were they not sealed? But generally, according to ChatGPT, which I believe, water does not expire. Managers of the affected warehouses were arrested for interrogation, during which preliminary findings linked the facility to a company identified as BY Ventures. That prompted NAFDAC officials to extend their operation to supermarkets owned by the company Mina, where additional expired products and counterfeit Goya oil were allegedly found. Let's look at BY Ventures to see what this company is about. BY Ventures. Do they even have a, let's see if they have a website. Most of these Nigerian, most of these Nigerian distribution companies really don't have websites. BY, I don't think this is it. No, no, this is an international company. Let's say BY Ventures Nigeria. BY Ventures Nigeria. Is it BY or BV? Sorry, guys. Yeah, it says BY. Appears to be cyber global venture capital firm with roots in MENA region. You know, this Niger and their name. So this company was, this is it. The RC number. Let's look at, this is how you pull up Nigeria CAC websites. So this is the corporate affairs. This is how you check. Oh, what's going on here? So if you want to check a company's, whether a company is active, this is where you come to do that. cac.gov.ng, Nigeria, and all you have to do is key in this RC number here. Very important. Just copy that. See if we can learn more about this company that's busted for doing this. Search businesses. You see here, it says enter entity name, RC number, or AV code. That's all you have to do is just paste and then let's search and see what pops up. Ah, look. Look at BY Ventures Limited. This is the company that NAFDAC, according to NAFDAC, allegedly manufactures, stores, and distributes fake food and non-food products. So, like I told you guys, if you want to check on a company, cac.gov.ng is where you go, and all you need is this, what is it? The RC number. I don't know what RC stands for. Maybe the R stands for registration certificate, maybe, but that's what you need. And then you just copy it into the public search there and you search it. So as you can see, BY Ventures Limited, the status of this company is inactive. This company was registered in 2017. Look at the nature of business, crop and animal production, hunting and related services activities. So the status is this company is basically shut down. They shouldn't be distributing anything as an unregistered company. So we know that BY Ventures is shut down. That prompted NAFDAC officials to extend their operation to supermarkets owned by the company Mina, where additional expired products and counterfeit Goya oil. See what I'm saying? So they are importing fake Goya oil. Fake Goya oil. Both supermarkets were subsequently sealed, while the managing director of the company, Alhaji Yusuf Ndabu, was invited for further questioning. The agency said Nadabo admitted ownership of the expired products during their interrogation. At least he fessed up, you know. He fessed up, but still needs to be prosecuted and fined heavily and shut down from ever distributing food products. NAFDAC said investigation was ongoing and appropriate regulatory sanctions will be imposed at the conclusion of the process to serve as deterrent to others. So look at more. Let's actually go at NAFDAC and let's see the NAFDAC website. NAFDAC website. So this is the agency regulating food. So now it's called the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. Everything that they blacklist, pharmaceuticals, they're very big on that. That's another thing too. Those of you who are abroad, if you're going to be traveling home, if you're going to be traveling home, ensure that you have, take a bottle of aspirin with you. Just the basic, everyday, over-the-counter medicine you want to take with you to Nigeria. Antibiotics in case you're bitten by mosquitoes, you want to have that. I have that. I have a little medicine pack that I take with me every time I travel to Nigeria. A little medicine, little box. I have Alka-Seltzer in there. I have aspirin and ibuprofen in there. I have antibiotics in there. And in some cases, I've even used it. Some of the people in the village where I live, I mean, they know when I come to Nigeria that I have medicine with me. So they're always coming and asking for this or that, or they need a band-aid. So you kind of want to take those little bitty over-the-counter medicine with you. You definitely want to take Alka-Seltzer in case your stomach, your tummy doesn't really gel with Nigerian food. The first indication is going to be a runny, a runny stomach. So you're going to want to need to take Alka-Seltzer with you. So this is, like I said, National Drug Agency for Food and Administration. Look at this. Emergency use of authorization of the Mpox vaccine by NAFDAC, a crucial step. Let's go. Products that they regulate. This is how they regulate. So if you have a food processing facility in Nigeria and you are selling locally in Nigeria, you're going to need to have NAFDAC come in and inspect your facility. And then if you're approved, they'll issue you a NAFDAC number. But you don't really need a NAFDAC number though for food exports, only if you're selling within Nigeria. But either way, whether you are exporting food products or not, if you want to do this long term, meaning it's not a side business, it's not a hobby. If you want to do this long term, as far as like food processing, food manufacturing in Nigeria, look into getting your NAFDAC certificate. I don't know how long it lasts though. I don't know if it's valid for like 5 years or 10 years, but you want to look into getting your NAFDAC certificate. You guys that are watching, what is your experience with NAFDAC? Have you faced any sort of like food expiration in Nigeria? What do you think? Do you think NAFDAC is doing a great job? Are they overfunded? Are they underfunded? I think so. In my opinion, I think that they are. They should be doing more. So safety for food. Food safety is critical. I live in Las Vegas, the hospitality capital of the United States. So we take food safety very seriously. Micro, small. I looked into getting NAFDAC certified a long time ago. I think they were trying to charge me like 100,000 naira. This was like 4 years ago. So this is everything that NAFDAC guidelines for the micro scale enterprise. All the information is on the NAFDAC website. Let's look at NAFDAC news. Also some recalls and safety alerts. Danone Nutrica recalls several batches of Cowgate First Infant Milk. Blacklisted products, NAFDAC updates. Press release on survey on underage drinking and abuse of alcohol. Access to... That's old news now. It says e-registration. Let's see if there's a fee. How much they're charging now? How much do they charge? How much? This website is loading too slow for me. Too slow for me. So we're gonna click out of that. Click out of that. It's more related news. These are more, I think they're older. 11 December. This is 2025. Let's go ahead and search current NAFDAC seizures. See if there's anything else we should cover. Okay, so the latest one is the one that we're currently talking about right now. 18 warehouses in Niger State. The most current food-related seizures reported involve expired and unsafe food and beverage, which so B looks like that's it. That's pretty much. There's one here in Port Harcourt. Let's see the date. Very important. This was a day ago. They received seized pharmaceutical products from Rivers Customs. Port Harcourt. They intercepted this at the Umagwa International Airport. What did they seize now? The customs area further revealed that one shipment originating under the name Zeco Oil and Gas Nigeria Limited for Elite Health Pharmacy Limited. That's 135 kilograms. That's a heavy shipment. Another shipment on Allied Airway bill from Amsterdam was falsely declared as spare parts. You see what this is? This is how these guys are smuggling counterfeit medicine and counterfeit food into the country. This really puts Nigeria in a bad light, too. I mean, US also has its own fair share of fake foods and fake items. They do. No nation is perfect. It isn't something. The money is too much. The profit margin is too much for these people to stop. So all they have to do, all NAFDAC has to do is just keep on doing what they're doing. Just like what NDLEA is doing, cracking down on narcotics. These guys have to just keep on doing what they do because this is really putting a lot of Nigerians at risk. Really, really putting a lot of Nigerians at risk. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? All right, so that's that on that NAFDAC seizures. Be very, 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 very careful of what you ingest, especially packaged foods in Nigeria. If you can help it, if luggage space permits, if luggage space allows, just take your little packaged foods from abroad home. Trusting the foods at the local. Like, see me, I like Nigerian bread though. The extent, don't know, maybe they counterfeit bread, but me, I love me some Nigerian bread. But outside of that, everything else, it's a Nigerian bread I can probably handle. But everything else, I'll just take what I can from the United States to Nigeria for the 2 weeks that I'm there. And be sure to take medicine, pack a little um, um, medicine bag, get some aspirin and some ibuprofen in the basic over-the-counter medicine because you're gonna need it in Nigeria. Okay, if you guys have any questions, be sure to put them in the chat and be sure to subscribe. Tune in on Sunday. I've been promoting this heavily. Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm bringing on my old boss, my former boss, Teresa Abraham, PhD, U.S. Army, retired. We're going to be talking about everything from the military, civilian life, investments, upskilling, education. She's a PhD holder, so you're going to be getting PhD level content. So I hope to see you guys on Sunday at 12 noon. If I don't see you before then, more than likely you see me before then. But if not, catch you on Sunday at the Bereket Live podcast. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so when I go live, you're notified. All right, all right. Let's support NAFDAC. Let's support NAFDAC. They're doing a good job cracking down on these imposters and these counterfeiters. So let's support NAFDAC. All right. I will talk to you guys soon. Talk to you guys later.